All right, welcome back, folks. Let's spend a moment talking about Susan Rice. All right, head of the Domestic Policy Council, formerly National Security Advisor, disastrous Benghazi policies many years ago during the Obama years. But she was a powerful domestic advisor to Joe Biden. And for some reason, the day before Biden announces for president, she leaves. I got to figure this out. Joining me now to talk about it is Jason Chaffetz, former Utah congressman, by the way, former chair of the House Oversight Committee and fellow at the Government Accountability Institute, and, of course, a Fox News contributor. Jason, welcome. First of all, why is Susan Rice jumping ship or leaving, or what does this mean?
I have a theory.
Yes?
It's just a guess. It's my political gut, not based on anything other than that. But I think it's not a coincidence that she's stepping down a mere 24 hours before Joe Biden announces he's running again for president. I am under the suspicion that she may actually be running for president.
Whoa.
I think the cognitive decline of Joe Biden is palpable. It's there. It's evident. It's not something you can even debate at this juncture. And you've had the so-called mainstream or traditional media saying that. The other thing that I find interesting is not only does she have the foreign policy chops, she would argue, being the former national security advisor, but domestic policy czar, if you will, in the Biden administration. And interestingly enough, the Democrats also changed the lineup. They're not going to Iowa, New Hampshire, the way of traditionally we've done it on the Republican side of the aisle. The first up is South Carolina. And that was really a push by the Congressional Black Caucus. And I think she's looking at that equation saying, well, why not me? I can do this.
Wow. So she would get support from the Black Caucus?
Oh,
go in. Where's she from, by the way? Does she have like a home state?
I don't know. I know she's worth tens of millions of dollars. She has quite a background.
She's not from Benghazi, right? That was a joke. Just kidding.
No.
She was.
Look, she's part of the Obama family, if you will.
Right.
I mean, she was really brought into power by President Obama and was, you don't become the national security advisor unless you have the trust of the president. And she's been right in the thick of things. And behind the scenes, she's one of those puppeteers that are making things happen within the Biden administration. And they would say that they've had a good success. That's from their vantage point.
As I understand it, right. She was in charge of their brilliant immigration policy, open borders. But she was very big on the inclusion, redistribution, equity stuff.
Equity.
Every department and agency has got to have a little equity, Soviet-style council. So that's her doing.
All that DEI stuff, all the ESG things that are going out there.
That's Susan Rice.
The executive order that went out that leveraged the federal government to work to get out the vote, the one that Joe Biden won't release to the public.
Right.
All of that falls within her purview. I mean, where did she not have an influence and her fingerprints on policy, which, again, Democrats will say it's the most progressive agenda we've ever had, which is probably true, and they would claim it's being successful.
Oh, sure. So she's a swamp creature of the progressive left.
Yeah.
Be a hell of a thing, running against your boss.
Yeah, and
that's wild scenario.
But see, I don't believe that Joe Biden.
Breaking news here. We're breaking news here.
I don't know that she runs as a full frontal against Joe Biden. I think he's going to make this announcement pre-taped, by the way, not going to be a live event. Going to be a made for Hollywood type of event tomorrow.
He's not going to stand up with a crowd of 1,000 people. Of course, he couldn't get 1,000 people.
No, I don't think he can get the crowd, and I think they're too scared of making him go live. I think he's going to do a taped something, make the type of announcement, but they're not going to let Gavin Newsom come in and rain on the Joe Biden, Barack Obama parade. They want another term of Obama-Biden. That's what they want, I think.
So that would be Susan Rice.
That's what I think.
Copacetic.
Yeah.
Whereas the current guy, Biden, will be non-copacetic.
And I think they got a real iffy, take on Gavin Newsom. Does everybody want to be California? I don't think so.
It'd be fabulous to run against California. Florida versus California.
Oh, yeah. Amen to that.
Real quick, 30 seconds. James Comer, I think he's doing a hell of a job. You had that position a while back. Just give me 30 seconds on him.
Comer's doing a fantastic job. Follow the money. That's what he's doing, going after the banking records, go after the phone records, make the case behind the scenes, do the transcribed interviews of the people who really do know. The fact that he was able to look at this nearly 175 suspicious activity reports. Huge win for the committee.
It's all going to flow into the Oval Office. Everyone knows this. That's what they're trying to stop. That's what Merrick Garland. It's going to flow into the Oval Office.
It is.
Family LLCs, wives, ex-wives, I don't know, whatever they
Their
are.
grandkids got $100,000.
Sure.
Come on.
Well,
for what?
They earned it, no question.
Yeah.
Jason Chaffetz, listen to Susan Rice for president. I love that. I can't wait to riff on it.